So if you're worried about something showing up, your history is going to be there.
And that's actually a good point, Kelly, because if you're married or if you're in a domestic partnership, and what you do on your credit and how you pay your bills is going to affect your spouse. And keep this in mind. Love is a wonderful thing, but if you are deciding to get married, I would pull a credit report on your, I being in the industry as long as I have been in, I know how difficult it is digging yourself out of a hole. Mm-hmm. It's not easy, guys. It's, it's easy to get in that hole. It's tough to get out. So
did you see, Match.com did a survey with one of the bureaus that said that having a high credit score is much better looked at than somebody with a good car.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Women don't care about a fancy car; they want a higher credit score.
I don't blame them. Yeah, I totally get it. That makes sense. You can fall in love with whoever you want to fall in love with. God bless you. Go out there and have fun. But if you fall in love with somebody if you have a 790 credit score and your spouse has a 520 and you get married, guess what? That 520 is going to drag you down.
Yeah, you won't be able to get that mortgage. You won't be able to get that car if your spouse has to sign on it. Mm-hmm. You guys are then a team, and they're going to look at both of you.
Yep.
Credit is so much ingrained in all of our lives right now that even the comedian, I saw Joe Coy last night in Schaumburg at the Improv.
I like him.
He's good, funny, yeah. He gets a little dirty. But
it's not a bad thing.
And so, Joe Coy, if you're listening to this podcast, we're talking about you.
We got to tag him.
I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to stand up. I was hoping you would call on me. He was going over his bit that men have to have confidence. And you either have to have one of two things to have confidence as a man. It's either going to be
earmuffs, everyone,
a big D, or a good credit score. And he was asking people in the audience what their profession was. And I was all the way in the back. I so badly wanted to stand up and raise my hand and say, well, I can help with the credit.
Yeah, if somebody else would have stood up and said they could have helped with the other thing, then you guys would have made a great pair. It would have been one-stop shop for everybody in there.
Right?
But and Kelly said it right. Credit is part of your everyday life. Do you know that and a lot of people know this, I think, but they forget about it right after it happens. If you move and you decide to get the utilities turned on in a different name, or, when you go to fill out, when you go to get Comcast or Dish Network, ComEd, Nicor, they pull a credit report on you. And it's not necessarily to, they don't charge an interest rate to you, and it's not based on that. They want to know if they need a large security deposit, because if you have a poor credit score, you are much more likely to screw them and walk off on a big, gigantic bill.
Or pass utility collections.
Yes, and what the funny thing about utilities is that, and this goes with cell phones too.
Oh, yeah.
If you pay your utilities on time every month, it does not report to the credit bureaus.
That is correct.
If you stop paying them,
that's when they report.
It will report as a collection.
Yep.
So that's one of those things, and people come to me sometimes and I pay my cell phone bill on time every month. I pay my Nicor on time every month. It's like, well, that's great, and that's going to get you absolutely no positive points in the credit industry.
Right.
If you stop paying them, like I said, then it will hit you with a collection. There's some companies out there. Comcast, I went through this personally. I was moving and getting everything shut off, and I was on the phone for hours with Comcast trying to get my service shut off. I had the money. I wanted to pay them. I could not get a hold of these people to save my life. I moved in with my wife, my fiance at the time, who soon became my wife. And then 2 weeks later, I was getting phone calls from from collection agencies.
Yeah.
That's how fast they operate.
Yeah.
They do not mess around. So, bite the bullet, sit on the phone for 3 hours if you have to, get it taken care of. Like anything else, guys, it doesn't get better as time goes on. It gets worse. And
Can I add another tip?
Go, absolutely.
When you are returning their equipment, keep the receipt when you go to drop it off. Like, I know AT&T, they use UPS. You have to drop off the equipment at the UPS store. Keep that receipt for 7 years.
Oh my
keep
God.
it, keep it, keep it. I can't reiterate this enough.
Wow.
Because I have people tell me all the time, but I dropped that off at the store. Where's the receipt? Where's the proof? They need the tracking number. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you could say all day long, but I dropped it off, but where's your proof? Keep it. Keep it, keep it, keep it.
I'm really bad at keeping personal. When it comes to my professional records, I'm meticulous with it. When it comes to my personal stuff, I'm all over the place. I remind myself of Animal from the Muppets. I'm just like a crazy monster just hitting every drum near me. So what I have been doing lately that's been working for me and my assistant, God love her, is I will take a picture of something like that, or I will scan it and I will email it to myself. Because I know that my emails, I have emails going back to 2011 probably that are, but stuff like that, at least there's a digital record of it. And I can always search my email provider and find it. So it's kind of like, it's almost like an iCloud for guys that don't want to set up the time, set up the iCloud account. Yeah, exactly.
But if you just take the picture and keep the picture on your phone, and if it uploads to iCloud, that works too.
Exactly.
But just do what you can to keep it, because 2 years later, when you're getting a call from a collection company and they said that they never received the equipment, you can go back and say, you got to pull this collection because here's the tracking number. I don't want to hear from you again.
Exactly. But there's a lot of ways to go about this kind of stuff, guys. And like we were talking about earlier, it's tough to play the game when you don't know the rules. You're going to learn the rules here. This is where we talk about, and Kelly is my first guest on the podcast, and won't be the last time we get together and talk, Kelly. This is really
I'm
great.
excited.
No, this is good stuff, and I know the audience out there, they're gonna benefit from it. We're gonna talk more in the coming months and in the coming episodes. I'm gonna do one a week. I'm gonna try to record these on Friday, get them uploaded by the weekend. But in the coming weeks, I want to concentrate on specific portions of credit, and we're not just gonna talk business, guys. We're gonna have a little bit of fun every week that we get together. I don't want to put people to sleep out there. I can already hear some of you snoring. But we're gonna concentrate on a different part every time. And please feel free, shoot us questions, comments, concerns. Tell us that you love this. Tell us that you hate us. We welcome all of it. And also, please share this. Share this and subscribe. As of right now, we're available on iTunes, and I'm not exactly sure where else. Spreaker, maybe. I'm not even sure what the name of the other platform is, but that's all coming. I wanted to, I figured it's better to create this thing on the fly and then figure out all the odds and ends as we go, because you could sit there and talk yourself out of things a million times when it comes to all the mechanics of it. But subscribe, share, like, comment, all that good stuff. Kelly, any departing words for our lovely audience here?
Now I'm on the spot.
You've been on the spot the whole time.
That's true. If anybody has questions about fraud, if you really do think that you've been affected by this, because there are so many websites that you can just get somebody's information from, let alone this information that's been hacked from Equifax, let me know. I'd be happy to give you free advice, tips on what to do, what the next steps are for helping to reestablish after fraud, because my tip then would be to write down everything you do. That's a good tip. Yeah. Write down who you talked to, when you talked to them, how long you spoke to that person, and what the final conclusion was, so that you can keep a record, and you're going to have logs and logs if this comes down and bites you. And I understand that in the end, it's not going to truly affect as many people as the identity has been stolen, but you don't know if you're the next person on the list.
That's true. Kelly, if people want to get a hold of you, where can they find you?
You can email me at kelly@risingpointsolutions.com. Our website is risingpointsolutions.com. It's a little afterthought, but we should have probably shortened that website.
That's okay.
risingpointsolutions.com and kelly@risingpointsolutions.com for an email.
We're going to put links to all that stuff, too. You got a phone number that people could reach out to you?
Yep. Oh, yeah. 847-553-6711.
Awesome. Thank you. And as always, guys, you can reach me at robdetton@greatmortgagecompany.com. That's all spelled out. You'll have carpal tunnel by the time you get done typing that. You could also reach me at robdetton0907 @gmail.com. And my cell is 708-785-1308. Hopefully many of you have that programmed in your phone already. And feel free to reach out to me. Any real estate questions, mortgage questions, I'm always here to help. Share. Please share this. I'm trying to get a lot of exposure for this new podcast that we have going, and I need all of your help out there. So have a wonderful weekend, depending on when you're listening to this. Have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you guys next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.